So, do you do you have any comments or advice for inventors that you'd like to share with them? Uh, so they have an idea. What should they really do to get it out there? I mean, I talk to people all over the place, and everyone has ideas and many ideas in many cases. And I look at the inventors, like one of my favorite stories is Bob Black, who invented Clean Shower, which is a big seller. And he retired, and his wife was tired of scrubbing the shower because they lived in a place where the water was bad. And she nagged him and nagged him and nagged him, and he came up with a solution. And then a guy from, I think it was Procter and Gamble, or had an experience with Procter and Gamble, came along and saw it and said, "Wow, this is terrific!" And boom, now he sold out the clean shower units. I mean, to Procter and Gamble, it's a big success. But these ideas people have are not, high tech ideas or anything. They're just ideas that people think they need, and that's all that matters. If you have, and I always say wants are better than needs, because what people want is more important to them sometimes than what they need. But I think it is important to just decide, check it out, and if it's there, go for it. I mean, you, of course, were not risk. You were not risk. You were risk adverse. You were willing to take chances, and some people aren't, and you really can't change them.
Well, the Tissue Valley, the first thing I did a patent search, and everyone should do a Google patent search or go on the U.S. Patent Office at uspto.gov and do a search there. And if no one has something like that, you can just kind of go for it. And there were tissue holders for the car, but there was nothing like the one that I designed. And I have a patent, an issued patent on that product. And now if you look on Amazon, there are numerous similar products. Actually, someone designed one just nearly like mine and even used part of the name that I'm using. And I contacted Amazon and told them, oh no, I have a patent on this product and it's no longer on there. And someone else took it and copied it and was selling it on Walmart. And I did the same thing. And nearly everything will get copied, or even if you have a patent issue, well, no, they will infringe on it if you can get away with it, if someone else thinks it'll make money. But I really know before you put something out there, you should do a patent search and a Google patent search and find out if it's already out there.
Yeah, I should comment on that. Is both Amazon and Walmart are receptive inventors sending in information about their patent and saying this product violates their patent, and they'll stop selling it. I mean,
Yes.
they don't take any legal action against the company, but they take it off the market. So that's really helpful.
And anyone can sell my product if they want, as long as they pay me a royalty. Amazon can allow them to sell it on there as long as Amazon pays me a royalty. I don't care who sells it as long as they pay me for selling it.
Yeah, usually Amazon will make the company pay you a royalty rather than, they don't want to be in the royalty collection business.
Absolutely not.
So, as far as marketing your products, to Sears or to Walmart, of course, Walmart and Amazon are open to inventors or any product manufacturer. But have you had any instructions or help with how to market your product?
From Amazon?
No, just from like your Inventors Club or reading in Inventors Digest.
Oh, yes, and that's one of the ways that I learned as much as I've learned about this process is reading everything I could find. That's how I got in touch with you, reading Inventor's Digest.
Yes, I'm a columnist for them. I put out a column every month, so I get a lot of contacts. I try to write columns that know about topics nobody else talks about. So, but marketing is actually my initial specialty. Um, and I started out actually selling products for the inventor of the first reclining dental chair. And he was just a guy who was selling recliners at the Iowa State Fair. And a dentist came up to him and says, "Oh, can you change this so that it could be a reclining dental chair because I can't turn my back anymore?" And boom, there he was. He created a very successful business and sold out to Syntex Pharmaceuticals for a rather tidy profit. So, it's just, people are just finding the ideas everywhere, and some people go forward and some people don't. Do you have any advice you'd like to offer to inventors?
Oh, my. Well, the first, as I said, do a search and see if it's out there already, and try to determine if it's an item that will sell. And if you're going to sell on Amazon or Walmart, you have to invest in inventory, and you have to have a certain amount of inventory on hand. And that's usually quite costly because a number of things you can't get manufactured cost effectively in the US, like getting a tissue holder. I think nearly all of them are made in China, and the minimum orders are high. So you've got to have money to get things manufactured and shipped over. You've got to pay the shipping and have that inventory stored someplace. So
Yeah, I just kind of like to add, your products are really broad-based and could be used by anybody. But if you have a product that's more selective, like for instance a fishing product, people should be looking for websites that sell fishing products, because they often will take on products from inventors also. And they have a more targeted audience. And you should also get into, every industry has a retail trade magazine. For instance, like auto parts stores, or in the case of fishing products, they'll have fishing retailers magazines. And you should always get all those magazines because they're very helpful as far as finding leads, finding reps, finding people who are doing different things. So there's a lot of, as Arlene mentioned, there's a lot of information out there if you just go out and try to find it. And I think Inventors Digest has a lot of very helpful articles, and not just mine, but by the other columnists too. I don't know if you're getting it, but it's a magazine that goes to about 30,000 inventors, and if you don't have it, you should consider taking a look at it.
You can review it online as well. You mentioned reps. It is not easy to get a rep, but if you can get one to take your product, that's a great way to sell, but you have to pay their commission. And I had reps for the game. I actually used to go to shows and write orders at the show with my rep, and they really appreciated that. But the reps don't want to take a one product line. They want you to have more than one product for each line that they take on. And that's one of the difficulties.
Yes.
Difficulty getting a rep if you only have one item in that category. Say my automotive tissue valley, that's all I have in the automotive tissue, in the automotive category. So the reps don't want to take just a one item line, as they say.
Right. I should just kind of mention about reps for the people. They like to have a line make at least $5,000 or $10,000 for them. So they're not going to take on a line where they can only make $1,000 a year. The other thing that's really great, if you can get a rep, the reps will take booths at trade shows, and your product will be in there, but then they'll have other products in there, and you get a lot of exposure that way without really much cost. But as Arlene says, it's not only just a one product company, but they want to make from a product $5,000 to $10,000 a year minimum. Otherwise, it's just not worth their time. So make sure that you can make a case that your product will sell quite a bit.
And it is very helpful if you do have a rep take it to attend the shows with them and write orders and promote your own product if they will allow you to do so.
Right. Most reps will actually let you in the booth to promote your product, but as long as you're not too obtrusive, for all the other products. But I should comment too that if you're looking for reps, go to the trade show even before you have the product and walk around and see who the reps are, see who actually has lines that you would fit in with. And when Arlene's talking about saving a lot of money, going to a trade show in advance can really be good for you, because you get a chance to see all the other reps, see what products are selling, and talk to people. And there's always inventors at these shows who have successful products. Talk to them and see if they'll give you a helping hand. Usually, all inventors have kind of had their ups and downs to become successful, and they're usually more than happy to help other inventors.
There are a lot of companies too, who are looking for new products, but it's really difficult to get them to take a new product. You sign their non-disclosure agreement, they send it and you sign it, and you tell them what your product is. And one of the things that really perturbs me, you send all this information, they're not interested, but they don't contact you back and say, no, I'll pass it this time. It's like, okay, we took a look, we don't want it, bye.
So I'll follow up a little on that, Arlene. I have found it really pays to have an inside person helping you if you're trying to sell a product to a company, and they'll promote your product for you. And the way you find those people is at trade shows. So companies, they kind of have this setup where they have an R&D department. Well, that R&D department is not really all excited about taking on a new product, because that's their job to come up with new products. But the salesperson or the marketing person that you can meet at a trade show, they're very anxious to have a new product that will really sell, and they'll often promote you. And the thing I like about this tactic is it's a win-win for the salesman or the marketing person, because if they present a product to the company that's really got good features and could sell, they look good. And they look good even if the company doesn't take the product. I mean, they come off as aggressive and trying to help the company out. So finding a contact is really worthwhile. I have my website, onestopinventionshop.net, and I have quite a few blog articles about how to sign a insider, we call them, the insider, that'll help promote your product. So if you go to onestopinventionshop.net, you'll see there, and go to the blog and do a search. You'll find many articles on how to do that.